Hey everyone, it's Sam, and today I have a new collection that I have launched, and I wanted to share a tutorial with you straight away, and it's going to be showing you how to create this gorgeous pop-up house. I'm in love with this. It's my favourite out of the two sets. I just think everyone is so cute. I've got new dies, I've got new verses, there's papers, embossing folders. It's such a lovely collection, and it's called A Surprise Inside. And you can see that at the front of the card as well. Apologies for how I sound. I'm a little bit under the weather, but we still carry on. The launch has been a nice distraction anyway, and it's kept me going. So let me flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you how to make this lovely card. So here's a closer look at the pop-up house. So you've got 20 dies in here. You've got your main plate to cut the house out, and then you've got all of your different elements here to turn it into whatever house you want it to be. So you could have it as a new home card. It could be a Halloween card. You've got the ghosts here. You could have like a haunted house, and I'm looking forward to doing that one. You could have it as a little shop, and you've got the sign there, and use things that you might already have in your stash as well to turn it into other things. Today we're going to do a new home card. I'm also going to be using this set here, which is my new big words, and you've also got all your family names there. And I'm using the congratulations. You can see it's a nice big size there, great topper. And you'll see a lot of these feature in different videos and cards that I make in the future. And then I'm going to be using all the verses. This is new. And I'm going to be using this one here. May your new home be filled with lots of happiness, love, laughter and memories. And I'm probably going to stamp that along the bottom part and have the congratulations along the top there. So you can see I've already stuck it onto this piece of, it's A4. I've actually already cut it as well. I'm going to talk you through what I've done here. I haven't taken it out because I've taped it down there, but A4 or letter size, it's fine, whatever size it can be. But what you want to do beforehand is along the longer side, you just want to score halfway. So whatever size you're using in terms of the paper, just put a little score line at halfway. Now don't do it all the way through. Okay, I'm going to be trimming this all down. I just wanted to show you it on a full piece, just so then you can, you know, work from there and see how I do it. But I've got a little score line just there. So on A4, it was about 5 7/8, as long as you get it halfway. But you can see I've got a little score line just there and a little score line just here. Don't go all the way through, otherwise you'll score through, you know, parts of the house, and then you'll see that. You'll see there's these two little markers here, and they are guides to line up with the score line. By having these, it means it will fold within the centre of the card. Okay, so I've just placed it so that these parts line up with the score lines, and I've just taped that in place, and then I've run it through my die machine. You can see already that it's cut out. So now I'm just going to carefully just peel that away, and I'm just going to use my scoreboard again, and now I can just join up. So 5 7/8 because I'm using A4, and I'm just going to score right over there. And again on this side, just line up what I've done there and just score. So that's where we're going to fold the card in half. What you also might find helpful is just to go over, so just find a track on your scoreboard and just go over, especially some of these small little score lines. There we go. Just go over. Might have to move it a little bit. And it's just going to help you when you go to fold it. Obviously we didn't want to do the score lines too deep because otherwise it will cut through. But you can see that I'm just going over. I can see where they are. And by doing this, it will make a big difference when you go to fold everything together. You don't have to do every one. These little ones are actually really easy to fold. But I'd certainly go over like the tops, you know, just where the big areas are. So all of that. The windows, they open fine. And you really don't need to worry about all these little ones. They fold really easily. You could maybe do the centre one there, which is a little bit bigger. And it's just there. Okay, so you can see already you can pop out the windows. You don't want to do this straight away. You'll need to flatten them again when you go to flatten the whole card down, but I'm just showing you. You can see these pieces all pop out. Now, if you've done the pop-up kind of platform die that's in my simple pop-up set, it works in the same kind of way. So you just want to start lifting everything out, and kind of as you start lifting it all up, the rest will all kind of pop out. So these score lines here on the main card will become valley folds. Okay, so just kind of push them away from you. You want to start pulling the house up, and all of these are going to become valley folds, and all of these will become mountain folds. So I'll just pop that one out there and just kind of start bringing it towards you. You might want to use a little ruler just to kind of get in there, just kind of help that fold, and just start pushing
all of these pieces. Okay, and as you bring that up, start to fold this one here. And then this bit's a little bit tricky, but what you want to do is start with this bottom one here. I'm using my nail just to kind of push that in there. It's one of those designs that once, all of a sudden, it's all just going to pop out, basically. Get yourself a pokey tool or something that's long enough to go through this little bit here, because you need that fold to become a mounting fold. So if I just go over there, okay, you can see that's your little step, so that's going to come up. So again, just start. Also, the weight of this card is about 230 or 240. I wouldn't go for a heavy weight with this card because of it's just too much. You don't need all of that. Again, I'm just kind of going over where all those score lines are. You just want to start to just work them all. You can do all the detail in a minute. Again, grab a ruler where you need it. So I'm just adding, there's a little score line just here to form the top of the house. Can you see it's all, see how the steps are all starting to come up? Just going to bring that one up a bit more. There we go. And now, see, does it just all of a sudden starts to come up? Just make sure that one stays out. There we go. Now, if you go from the back, what you can start doing is pinching the score lines as they're folding into place. And pinch these ones, and that will keep them now more in their kind of position. Again, just get that step. And again, all of these, just pinch, just fold all the way along. And I'm just going to pull the top towards me, okay, and that will allow you to fold these better. And you can see it's all popped out, but keep the windows down. Like I said, you don't want to really pop them out just yet. And now just bring it all towards you. Make sure your doors and everything are shut, and make sure that that little step is folded, because that otherwise you won't be able to fold it flat. And then you can really pinch in there and fold the whole thing flat. And what I would recommend is just go in with your bone folder there and just go over and just really burnish all of your score lines so they're nice and crisp, because that is now how it will always stay. And again, just go over on the other side, and so, and now you've got your pop-up house with a cute little step. So you can open the door now. Obviously that will still need to go flat when you go to close it, but I want to add quite a little bit of decoration onto this. Open up your windows. Isn't that cool? So you can pop this into pretty much any size card that you want, because now what you would do, again, if I just close the windows down, is you would cut this now out to fit as a matte layer in your card blank. So you would know what size you're going to put this in, so you would cut this card before you die cut it, but I just want to show you this process so then it makes a bit more sense. So if I wanted this to go into a, in fact, what size should I put this in? I think, let's see, because I want to get that, yeah, I'm going to do 6 by 6. So I want this to be 5 3/4 matte layer. So I'm just going to do 5 3/4 along this side. So I want to make sure, so there's 5 3/4. So it's going to be, what's that, 3/4? Yeah, 3/4 this way and 3/4 that way. And then just using my trimmer, line up your pencil mark. Okay, and then I just want to make sure that I've got 5 3/4 from the top. So now, when you open this up, you can stick that inside, and you see, this is a shop bought 6 by 6, it's probably just a little bit under actually, but you can see we've got a nice matte layer there. Now you can decorate this, stamp on it, you've got little clouds, dies here, so I'm probably going to add some of the cloud dies. But what I've gone ahead and done is cut all of these pieces here. So I've got my windows, I've got the little frames, I've got my sold sign, and I've just paper pieced everything. So my little sold sign is very, very cute. There we go. So I've just die cut it in craft card, die cut it in white, and then I die cut it in gold. And I've just cut off the, you know, that part that would have been in white, just so I could have the top with the white card. And then I've just used the actual word there in the gold and paper piece that together. These are all the parts for the roof. So I've done them in a slightly darker blue there. And then I've got my door. So with the door here, you want to stick that over, but you need to flip it so your door handle's on the right side. But you see it covers all of that. And then I'm going to paper piece it with the gold, so I can have a gold letterbox and a doorknob, and then that will open. I've got my 2 windows here. So you can see you stick those over the top. You've got your shutters. So these here will go onto the front there. But what I also want to do actually before I stick it down, so basically that's all you need to do, just cut all the bits that you need. See all the flowers there? Look, the cutest little plant pot there. I've got my little, oh, there's the letterbox and the doorknob. Where's my planters? These are the planters to go under. So once I've stuck the frames on, they go under each window, and I'm going to have the little flowers. I've got this little arch piece here, so I think I'm going to have that up the top there. But if you were doing, say, the shop, you could have the shop sign up there. I've cut the door frame in the white, and you'll see how that sticks perfectly on top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this again with a little bit of grey card just around the step, and then I'm going to just stick 2 strips, very thin strips of grey, just so that it looks like a grey step up to the house. All of the roof parts here, you can also lift these out if you want to just give them a little bit of dimension. See, I'm not doing this in traditional colours. I'm not doing like a brown roof or a grey roof. I wanted to keep it quite colourful, but you can see each of those strips fit in to these sections here. And then you've also got this one. I might end up doing that in a different colour. I might do pink, but that will sit on this one here. But I wanted to back the windows with some vellum. So I've just got some vellum here, and I'm just going to cut just bigger than the window, just so I've got room to put the glue around it. So 1, 2, and then I'll probably do the smaller ones as well. But if you flip it over, and then I just add the smallest amount of glue just around, because once this is stuck in the card, you won't see any of this. I can just stick that one right over the top. I'm going to do the same on that side, but now we've got the vellum. You could do like yellow kind of card as well. It looks like the lights are on, but I think now once that's over the top, it looks quite nice with the vellum. I might do that behind the door as well. You could use from my Moving Scenes collection, the small characters. They would fit behind the door. You might want to get even more creative, and if you stuck that on top, kind of put a pencil mark like here and here, and like where the top of the roof is, you could stamp a little scene here, little fire, other little people, a table, so that when people looked in through the windows and the door, they could actually see a little scene inside. I think that would look very sweet. It also does look really nice on its own. If you like doing, there's something quite nice about tone on tone cards, just white cards. If you were doing like a Christmas card, you could have a Christmas tree outside. You could then put some lights behind this and just have it with white card, and I think it would look really, really sweet. If you imagine my congratulations there, I'm going to have the sold sign stuck on here, and then I'm going to have one of those verses stamped down here. I might actually have all of that down there, and then I could have the clouds on the back. That would actually look really nice because you've got 2 of your clouds there, so we can have a few different ones. I think I might go with that option. But can you imagine as a haunted house with your ghosts flying around? You've got a little Christmas wreath here. Oh, I've also got the cutest little bow. I get very excited with all this, as you can probably tell, but I've got the cutest little bow which is going to go on the front of the door there. So I'm going to enjoy myself now and bring all this to life, and then I will show you it when it's pretty much all finished. I'm going to decorate the front as well with some of the papers from the new paper pad. Okay, I've added all the vellum, but I forgot, I haven't told you how to actually attach it inside the card, because to be fair, you could decorate it all first and then stick it in, but I'm going to show you now. I do like to have things kind of in place and then decorate, just so I can get the proportions right. Basically, all you need to do is add your glue to one side. Now, in order to ensure that this is going to stay open when the recipient obviously receives it, I like to stick it in. So don't stick it in and then keep it flat until the glue dries. Let the glue dry whilst the card is open and in the basically the shape it would be. So I'm going to butt this up and then lift up the sides there and just bring that out and let that kind of grab whilst it's open like that. Once that's dry, fold it down, add your glue, and then stick it down that way. And that way you know it's going to be able to stay open. Already it's sitting there quite nicely.
So the card's all finished now, says the front. Hooray, enjoy your new home. And then, isn't it gorgeous? I just love it. I think it's so cute. I've added glaze onto the clouds. Hopefully it will catch the light, probably not. There we go. And that lovely sentiment with the verse I think looks really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial showing you how to make the pop-up house card. I have more tutorials showing you how to use the cake one, and I've also got a Christmas gingerbread one as well where I've added lights, so that will be coming soon as well. All of the products, as always, are linked in the description box below, and I will be live today over on Facebook on the Craft Stash page at 12:30, and I'll be doing 2 new demos. So that's Friday the 7th of February 2025, in case you're watching this back. But if you are on Facebook, pop over and say hi and enjoy a couple of hours of crafting. Make sure you're subscribed, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all again in the next video.